That's very powerful. As you was you speaking, I was reminded of a few years ago when we met at a conference, I believe in Austin, Texas, and something that you said that had stuck with me was around the lines, and don't please forgive me if I misquote you, but generally what you were saying was that so often it seemed like people were more caught up in being against something or fighting against something as opposed to fighting for something. And the more powerful route is, what are we fighting for, right? And could you speak on that some more? Because I know that what you shared with me really impacted the work that I've been doing.
Absolutely. We spend so much of our time in a defensive crouch that we get used to the cramps and we get used to the confines of battling. And when you're only against something, that might energize you for a moment because the anger surges, the despair surges, but it's ephemeral. It's gone in an instant. But when you have something that you're for, when you're trying to construct something new, when you're trying to craft and build, then you've got this constant energy source, this supply of imagination and energizing and new people to bring on board. And it's not about destruction. Destruction can get you to do something for a moment, but it's like being in a fight. Yeah, you can punch and you can hit, but you're going to wear yourself out. But when you're in the process of construction, when you're working towards something, your energy feels different. Your complacency dissipates and it's replaced by this constant buzz of how do I keep it going? And what's even more important is that people want to be part of making something new. They rarely want to be part of just the pure, raw energy of destruction. But it's also hard to it is an abysmal space to inhabit when you are constantly in battle against. Because the darker the enemy, the darker your soul gets trying to fight it. There is light in creation. There is light in being for something. There is light in having a path ahead of you as opposed to constantly trying to destroy what's behind you. And that's not to say that you're not going to have to fight and you're not going to have to be against something, but you should only ever be against because it's an obstacle to what you're for. It should never be the mission because the mission is not sustainable if it is always about destroying something else.
Wow, that's beautiful. I'm thinking that, even though both energies might be present, that when you're fighting against something, I think anger is the leading force. But when you're fighting for something, love is the leading force. And last time I checked, love is way more powerful than anger. I see some folks have chimed in, and a few people would